Good morning, guys, and happy Sunday. I really hope you're well, and I'm so happy to be talking to you on this Sunday morning, although it doesn't quite look like morning because we are now in the stage of winter where it's actually still quite dark, even though it's after 7 a.m. But I really hope that you're well, you're having a good week, and that you're looking forward to the week ahead. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is something that Jermaine and I have actually been talking a lot about this week, and so I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on it. And that is this concept of, our thoughts become things. And whenever I hear this, it always makes me think of, actually, as a people, we're quite aware of this, although we don't maybe think about it consciously, but in some of the things that we do and some of the things that we say, I think that we are at some level quite aware that our thoughts become things, isn't it? And it's things like when we say, oh, you got out of bed the wrong side this morning, got out of the wrong side of the bed this morning, or things like that. And I think what that really means is our thoughts when we first wake up have meant that actually our day has turned out in a certain way. It's not that actually there's this magical side of the bed, and if you get out one side it's great, and if you don't then it's not. I think it's a combination of those kind of things, your thoughts and when you wake up in your sleep cycle and things like that. But I just wanted to put some conscious effort on this notion of our thoughts, they actually become things. And this was something that was introduced to me back when, must have been about 2015 now, when Jermaine and I were listening to a series of seminars called PSI seminars, and they had a really big impact and kind of changed our lives from back then. And one of the things that they talk about is, this notion of our thoughts become things, but also that our eyes will see what our mind perceives. So if you think that something's going to be a certain way or something like that, then your eyes will show you. And it's the kind of thing where, as soon as you become aware of something, say like a particular brand of car or a style of clothing or something like that, you see it everywhere, like everyone's driving that car or everyone's wearing those trainers or that coat or something like that. And it's the fact that, what our mind tells us, that's what our eyes will see. And that can be actually not very great for us if our thoughts are not positive ones. If our thoughts are positive ones and we see the world in such a positive place and everything around it so wonderful, and our eyes will show us that, then that's great. But if not, and it can really have a negative impact on us and can really stop us from appreciating the good things that we have in life and the good things around us. And one of the things that I know that I have been so guilty of in the past is playing conversations in my head before they actually happen. So you already kind of have like predetermined how conversations are going to go, and sometimes not always great, but you've already done that in your head. And there's also something else that says, when you do that, when you think about something, your body actually perceives it as if it's happening now. And that's why we get scared and we jump when we're watching things like scary films, and your heart's racing and maybe sweaty palms, and you actually feel like you're there, because your body can't always distinguish between I'm watching a film or I'm thinking about this to what is actually happening to it. And so when you have these thoughts, and if you're playing conversations over in your head that aren't going too well, then your body is actually perceiving that that's what's actually happened. And then that is the mood and the energy that you take into maybe that conversation. Maybe that's what you're planning for. And so I was just thinking to myself, well, what can we do about this? Sometimes it's quite a natural tendency for us our mind to go into overdrive or overwork, or, for us to really focus on the negatives in something rather than the positives. That's a behavioural bias that's kind of well known in behavioural economics, that we kind of focus on losses rather than gains. But what can we do about it? There must be something. And the things that I found that really help are, the main one actually is meditation, because I think the great thing about meditation is that it allows you to become aware of your thoughts and the impact they have on you. And you almost can separate yourself from your thoughts during meditation, and you can acknowledge them when they come in, but you can also send them away and change them. So changing that narrative in your head, I think once you meditation kind of really helps with recognizing that and then doing that. You can also, if you don't like meditation and you don't feel like it works for you, you can also kind of talk to yourself when you the more you notice any negative thoughts or any kind of conversations going over in your head before, those thoughts that you don't think will serve you, once you are aware of them, then you can change them up. You can definitely become conscious, and you can change those thoughts up, and you can bring in those positive thoughts and kind of reset your mind, reset your approach to things. And I think along with meditation and that kind of like talking to yourself and reprogramming your thoughts and recognizing those negative thoughts and turning them into positive thoughts, visualization really helps. So when you sit down and you really focus on visualizing who you want to be, what you want to do, the positive things in your life, and really kind of recognizing all of those things, I think that then can really help as well, because you're bringing in that positive, and just like negative scenarios can have that negative impact on your body, those positive scenarios can really have such a positive impact on you as well. And that's why I think sometimes when you have great conversations, you know, you have those conversations with people that are just wonderful to talk to. They have fresh perspectives on things. They can really challenge you in such a really healthy way, and you always feel so great when you come out of those conversations, because you kind of you've had that kind of positive narrative through you there. So you can visualize that as well for yourself. Sit down, close your eyes, visualize things, and this really helps for specific events as well. And that's why I think athletes do it a lot. You hear a lot about the greatest kind of sports stars out there, and they will visualize their race or their game or their drive or their golf swing, those kind of things. They've already won before they even step out there and they take their shot of the golf club, or they run that race. They've already seen themselves winning it, so their body believes they can do it and their mind believes they can do it. And I think that is so powerful, and something that I definitely want to make more use of. And so I just thought I would share that thinking with you, because I think sometimes we forget how powerful our thoughts are. You may think that it's just, oh, you know, just thoughts here, just thoughts there, but the impact that it actually has on the outcomes that you have in life are really quite profound. And so the more that we can do to make sure our thoughts are actually helping us to achieve the things that we want to achieve, and whether that's a goal or actually just happiness in life, which is, I think, the biggest and greatest goal that we can pursue for ourselves, because if we're happy, we bring that to the world, and that's a wonderful gift. So I really hope that you found that useful. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we look forward to speaking to you again next week. And you guys take care and look after yourselves and everyone around you, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.